This is Afternoons for Slay with the Queen, Micah K. Now remember, I'm doing this for the love of the game. If you are new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell. Make sure you are sharing and commenting. Now I know I was supposed to get this out to you sooner. Let's just call this the late night special, okay? Here we go. This is how I do it. I give you that background information first, then the analysis, then my prediction. Let's start off with the background information. The source is by DAZN by Stephen M. The long-awaited trilogy between CaneloAlvarez and Triple G is upon us, okay? GennadiyGolovkin. Finally, Canelo and Triple G will lock horns as they battle for the third time on September 17th for the undisputed Super Middleweight Championship at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, live on DAZN pay-per-view in the U.S., okay? And it is also airing other places as well. Now, Nello and Triple G will return to the scene of their previous two epic battles. The first fight in September 2017 ended in a split draw, with the consensus being that Triple G had done more than enough to earn the victory. The rematch occurred 1 year later in September 2018, with Nello leaving victorious via majority decision, okay? After stopping Caleb Plant in November to become the first ever undisputed champion at 168 pounds, Alvarez returned to light heavyweight to attempt to become a two-time champion against WBA super titleist Dmitry Bivol. However, Bivol had other plans in mind, soundly winning by unanimous decision to hand Canelo his first loss in over 8 years. Okay, so that's big. Now, meanwhile, Triple G fought in April, traveling to Japan, and beat Ryota Murata. Okay, excuse the mispronunciation if I said that wrong. Listen, I'm gonna get better with that too. It's all about progression. Okay, he beat him by the 9th round TKO to add the WBA super middleweight title to his IBF belt. So now Triple G gets a chance to avenge two fights that he feels should have gone his way. Now, before we get into the breakdown, Slayers and Slayettes, remind you that background information that was by Stephen M. That was his words. Now we're going to get into the juice of the Queen, what the Queen sees, her eye test, my thoughts, my voice, okay? So before we get into it, I definitely rewatched the first fight and the second fight all the way through, okay? All 12 rounds, serious business. The Queen had the glasses out, the notes and the pen was in hand, all right? Now, I definitely had, listen to me closely, I definitely had Triple G winning the first one at the very best, it being a draw. I did not have Canelo outright winning that fight. No, I did not. Absolutely not. One of the reasons why, once again, flow with me, one of the reasons why I gave Triple G the first fight is because the difference maker was the strong jab and his excellent execution. All right, the strong jab and his excellent execution of using calculated aggression with high volume activity was well done. All right, you see me, I'm out here, got the notes, they typed. It's a problem, I'm locked in. All right, now I'm going to be honest with you guys. Before I rewatched the second fight, I gave the slight edge to Canelo. That's right. So just going off of my memory, I was like, okay, I know Nello. I felt like Nello had won that one. Now, but after rewatching the rematch, I'm talking about Nello versus Triple G 2, the rematch for a second time. When I rewatched it, I could see the rematch being a draw too. Why? Because both fights to me were so hard to score, very close and evenly matched. At one point, I had the slight edge to Nello because to me, he had won more of the early rounds in the rematch. Nello utilized his jab better this time around in the rematch too, and apply relentless active pressure. But then at the end of the fight, that's when Triple G came alive. I had the slight edge to Triple G. Yes, I did. I gave it to him. So I could definitely see the rematch once again being a draw too. I know some fight fans, definitely whoever was fans of which fighter, some fight fans had Nello with the win, some had Triple G. That's why Triple G like, hold on now, one of them fights I definitely should have outright won, okay? It was that close and that spicy. Now, let's get into the breakdown. We're going to start off with Triple G. Here's the juice. You know, I like to say the meat and potatoes. You ready? Is you ready, Slayers and Sleds? Okay. Make sure you flowing with me. Make sure you tapped in. Now, here we go. Triple G. I've done, you know, an analysis on Triple G before. We know with Triple G, he will stalk you down. Very menacing and methodical. We know one of his greatest weapons in the ring is his jab. Very strong, powerful, punishing jab that can and will destroy you. Very accurate with his punches and outstanding defense. Triple G knows how to utilize his space while in the ring. Triple G can land those sneaky, dangerous power punches and touch you up good. Also slippy in punches while his opponent is throwing punches. He will land dangerous punches on you, okay? Listen, a problem. Now, Triple G is excellent at applying pressure and cutting the ring off too. And you know he got that power in his hands, okay? Now, let's transition over to Canelo. I've done so many analysis and breakdowns on Canelo the last couple of years. Go watch other Canelo breakdowns for more information. Canelo is usually one of the fighters where when I give you a really set in stone prediction, it comes true. I've had so much material on research on Canelo. So definitely when I do Canelo predictions, make sure you guys pay attention, okay? Now, Canelo is fast and explosive. Canelo will come at you with different types of punches and angles and apply relentless pressure. Very elite defense. A1 accuracy. We know one of his best attributes is his counter-punching ability. Elite counter-puncher. Has excellent power in both hands. Will use good calculated aggression. Now, I believe both fighters want to make a statement in the trilogy. Yes, they do. Okay, let's continue with the notes. Now, let's get into some Slay questions of the day. Let's get into the Slay questions. Will Triple G be able to carry the same work rate as he once did? Will age play a factor? How will Canelo look after losing to Bivol? Okay, now I'm definitely going to be paying attention to stamina and fatigue. Okay, conditioning is everything, so we're gonna see some things too with this fight. Okay, now let's get into the prediction. You ready? All my Slayers and Slayers, are you ready? Okay, so both fighters are extremely durable with excellent chins. We know that. If you tapped into boxing, we know about Canelo and Triple G. The chin game is elite for both of them. They can take some hard hits to the chin, okay, and not drop. Now, since, you know, the two previous fights were so close and hard to judge, I have 3 possible outcomes for this fight. Yes, I do. So sometimes when you come to my channel, you're going to get a set in stone prediction. Other times when you come to the channel, I'm going to tell you who I want to win. That doesn't mean that person is going to win. And then other times I'm going to give you outcomes because boxing is so unpredictable. So I'm just doing how I feel at the moment depending on the fight, okay? Because boxing is one of them things you got to really understand. It's a lot that comes into play with it, all right? Now, let's get into the first possible outcome. This is the first option, okay? Hear me out. I can see Canelo winning in dominating fashion this time around and possibly even getting a knockdown or knockout if Triple G is not the same Triple G, you know, we're used to seeing. That's a big if, okay? Because I don't want y'all saying, oh, Queen did it, Triple G. We know Triple G has never been knocked out, but Canelo is so competitive and he hates losing. So I can definitely see this being a statement win for Canelo. Let's get into the second possible option. Another possible draw. Definitely, I can see that happening too, especially if both men look sharp and on point, because they both want it. You know, don't nobody want to win, and they both have that will to win and that heart. Now, the third option, I can say, listen, I can see Triple G finally being able to seal the deal and get the victory over Canelo. You do not know. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, both fighters, let's say this too. Let me say this too. Both fighters need to execute their game plan. I believe the fighter who is able to break down the body, listen to me closely, the fighter that is able to break down the body of the other fighter more, okay, with relentless active pressure will win this fight. So I'm looking to see them body shots, not more so the head shots, because we know their chin game is elite. But let's see the body and let's see who's going to break down or get more fatigue quicker, and also who is going to make the necessary adjustments quicker, because we know in boxing is all about making those adjustments. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all my slayers and slayettes, make sure you tapped in with the queen. Okay, now let's see how this fight turns out. I love to hear from you guys. I love good breakdowns. I love when you guys share good thoughts and breakdowns, especially the ones who really know what they talking about. I love it, because this channel is about learning. Okay, it's all about helping other people learn, and it's about helping me learn too. All right, now give me your thoughts. It's the queen, Micah K. This is Afternoon Sports Slay. Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell. Make sure you are sharing and commenting. Once again, it's the queen, Micah K. This is Afternoon Sports Slay. I'm out.